Every single thing that happened in your life was out of free will. And this is what sometimes trips people up a little bit. This is what makes them angry when I say that, or frustrated. Because how could I have chosen to be perhaps raped in my past? How could I have chosen to create all these starving kids in Africa? How could I have chosen to create my fall last week that didn't allow me to go on my skiing vacation, etc. So we tend to turn this into self-blame, and therefore, since we don't want to have that experience of self-blame, we tend to get angry at the messenger or at the message, which in this case is, you have chosen every single experience that you've ever had, and you will continue to choose every single experience that you'll ever have. There will not be a single experience that you'll ever have that will somehow be orchestrated from someone else or some other type of consciousness that is not somehow you. You have complete control over your life and what happens to you all the time. Things only happen by free will because that is how infinity has structured all of its existence. It has given it the gift of free will being one of its most fundamental laws. In fact, it's the first creation. The first creation is free awareness, free agency, free will, and all else is founded upon this principle. And so even though your level of consciousness at this stage might be in a sense much lower or much less aware of the overall picture than the highest level of awareness, which we could say is the all that is consciousness, awareness of everything that exists all at once, right here, right now. You're not aware of everything that exists all at once here and now because it's not relevant for your particular individuation's theme to explore. Nevertheless, just know that even though there's different levels of consciousness, and that from one level of consciousness it may seem like there is no free will, and that some things are simply given to you by something else, please know that the something else that has given you that experience is also you on another vibratory level of consciousness. In fact, most of the things that are given to you, not everything, because some of it comes from your own personal unconscious mind and beliefs. That's why you keep generating a lot of things that don't seem to work for you, that don't seem very pleasant, that don't seem very abundant, that don't seem very beneficial. Nevertheless, they are, because that's how you wake up to becoming, once again, a co-creator of beneficial, abundant experiences. However, we could say, on a very relative, lower mind's point of view, that you generate things that are not in your best interest, even though from a higher point of view they are, because they lead you to the higher point of view. But from the lower level, they seem not relevant to you, they seem not pleasant to you, they seem to be not what you desire, precisely because you have these unconscious ideas and you don't realize the full extent of your consciousness. But nevertheless, most of the things that are given to you are actually directly given to you by your non-physical higher self's consciousness. So in that sense, everything that happens to you, and here's a statement that I want you to digest and absorb and make yours, even if you have frustration towards it, even if you don't fully believe it yet, but I want you to sit with this. And it's the statement that everything that happens in your experience is A, benign in nature or in your best interest, and B, created out of a level of your very own I am soul consciousness. So nothing happens against your will, and everything that happens not only by your own free will on some level of your consciousness, but also out of the highest wisdom for what is actually best for you. You cannot fully feel empowered. You cannot fully feel free. You cannot fully feel supported and safe in this universe if you don't understand that this universe is created by you. If you don't understand that everything that is created for you is created for you, by you, from a very wise level of your consciousness. Again, except for the stumbling moments that are actually caused by our unconsciousness needing to wake up to itself, needing to become more conscious. But other than that, actually everything, and even including that, like I said, from a higher point of view, it is all orchestrated from your very own soul's free will, your own choice, by your own consent, and in your best interest. It's crucial that you start to accept this idea, because if you don't, I have sensed it in many, many people, thousands of people, and it will always linger as a sense of feeling betrayed by the universe, feeling at war with the universe, feeling afraid of your own creation, feeling afraid of your own free will. Oh, what will my free will do next? Because that's not how you see it. You see it as, oh, what will God do next? Or what will life have in store for me next? I don't know. It might be bad. It might be good. Who knows? It's probably bad because more so than not, bad things seem to happen to everyone. So we need to get rid of those ideas, respectfully so. We need to transform them. We really do need to illuminate this sense that there is something called not free will. This is not true. It's a universal law that there is only free will. So everything that happens by your own consent, through your own choice. On some level of your consciousness, you need to understand this and start to trust this. If you wish to experience yourself as inseparable from creation, as totally safe, as totally immortal, as totally supported, and eventually even as being the complete creator of your own reality, being the God of your creation, of your universe. And it happens in your best interest, because you don't choose experiences from a higher point of view that are not relevant or beneficial to you somehow. Now, how you can improve this is by actually learning the lessons that are given to you, by actually accepting the lessons that are given to you, and know that they all come from this higher beneficial point of consciousness. So, everything happens by free will. No one can ever experience something that they don't agree vibrationally to experience, whether that vibration comes from their unconscious mind or from their higher conscious mind. Either way, it is still your beingness, it's still your creation, it's still your free will. It will simply become more and more conscious, and therefore the flow, the dance of your life will start to become more flow-like, will start to become more abundant appearance-like, even though it's already abundant, but you'll create it to look more abundant, to look more beneficial, to look more love and light filled. Simply because you become more conscious of the fact that every single second you choose your state of being, your perspectives, and through that, you, with your higher self's mind and what is relevant for you, you co-create your every single circumstance and experience. But most importantly, you choose your state of being. You choose the perspective with which you wish to go through life. You choose how you view yourself, how you understand yourself, what you feel about yourself, and how you look at life. That is up to you. That is up to you to clean up, in a sense. Your closet of beliefs is up to you to clean up and get straight and get in alignment with the things that feel good, because what feels good is your guidance compass for what is true. And to clean up your closet of beliefs requires you to become aligned in your perspectives with your higher mind's points of view. So, choose only the perspectives that feel good. Examine the perspectives that make you not feel good, and ask yourself, why do I believe in that? Is that really true? Does it still serve me to believe in this? Obviously it doesn't feel good, so it must not be true. And when you feel good about a certain way of seeing, then that must be true. So then fully give yourself permission to accept the fact that your higher mind agrees with your state of being presently, with your perspective. It is in alignment. You stop arguing with your higher mind's or your higher self's mind, and you start to become in alignment with it. Live and see as it sees. And this is the beautiful art of empowering yourself into becoming an ever more conscious, co-creating principle of infinity. Ever more freedom is regained, even though you already owned it, but you didn't know about it, and so you gave it away to other portions of your consciousness. But now you can re-embody more and more of your free will and actually start to experience yourself more and more as a living God, as a living co-creating principle, consciousness. And it's beautiful. There's nothing more profound than to experience yourself so inseparable from the Creator itself that you realize you are the Creator yourself. It's worth it. Explore this idea. So, the homework for this lesson is to sit down for 10 minutes, at least twice before you open your next lesson, and simply contemplate the fact that everything that ever happened to you somehow happened out of free will and out of being beneficial for your overall expansion and growth and for the theme that you chose to explore in this life. Somehow everything happens by benign free will. Go through some of the experiences that you may not agree with, that you may not consciously have wanted to happen that way, and still somehow find the clarity and the understanding and the acceptance and the surrender that those experiences were generated out of your own higher self's consciousness in combination with your own unconscious reactions and mind. Whatever perspectives you adopted in that moment, your higher self will always have to respect your level of free will. So if your free will says something else than your higher self's free will, it will do its best to get through to you. But if you insist upon your beliefs, it cannot reach you. You will not perceive its guidance. You will not perceive its hints and suggestions. You will not start to live in the flow that is possible for you. So loosen up your insistence. Rest in the presence of yourself. Center yourself. Take those 2 to 5 seconds to completely give away all thoughts, all insistence, all of your own personally held beliefs. And as you relax into the center of your beingness, into your I am soul consciousness alignment, from that powerful, centered, peaceful, restful space of being, have a look at your life and believe. Start to see how these things are actually created in your best interest. And believe and know and start to download the feeling that these things are happening by your own consent, by your own free will only. That's number 1. Number 2 of the homework is to listen to this lesson again until you feel like you got a good grasp on it before you continue with the next lesson. And as always, I could call this number 3, but this is a given with every homework exercise. Simply apply what you've learned to everyday experiences, also outside of your meditation sessions if you do these. Just in everyday 2 to 5 second moments, take that pause of mind and clearly recognize that this moment is by free will, that you have the freedom to choose your state of being, that you have the freedom to choose through what perspective you wish to respond to your life, to your circumstances at present. Start to embody this more and more. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Enjoy.